Hey everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it's Saturday, the 15th of January 2022, and this is the weekly technical analysis for spot gold and dollar yen for the third week of January. Let's begin with spot gold, where it has made a strong bounce back from below the daily 255 EMAs. Around the 38 FIB retracement, and bounce and punch through the 50 to retest the 62 FIB retracement again, and that's the third time already. It has done that, and started from Tuesday, where it broke above the broke through very strongly on the Fed Chair Powell's testimony on Tuesday, and slowed down towards the end of the week once it hit the 62 FIB area and consolidated between the 50 and the 62 FIB retracement levels for the next second half of the week. So this resistance zone is still very strong. It has not been able to break through that since falling back down. And support zone, it was pushing up through the week, so it didn't threaten this support zone at all. And perhaps now this support zone, we can actually move it up to this area now where the hammer was formed. So that would be the support zone, and that's around the 1783 level. And resistance right up to 1829. So that's a fairly wide range. That's almost 500 pips there. So this week it could pull back because it has retreated back below the 62 FIB again and return to the daily 200 at the 30 FIB. 1798 area, so back to the 1800. Let's mark this round figure. It's a very critical one. 1800. And it's sitting just next to the 38 FIB level. And looks like the key resistance is going to be at the 1830. Okay, and this week there's only US Fed Manufacturing Index on the Thursday, so it's minor news. Last week was the key driver with the Fed Chair Powell's testimony, and followed by the US CPI figure, which was strong, and gave a strong figure for the whole year at 7%, which is the highest since for 40 years. And let's take a look at the weekly time frame. And yes, it rallied from the weekly 55 and could not break through the previous week's high. So in bigger picture, it's probably consolidating in a symmetrical triangle here on a weekly time frame. So could this here. It's a fairly wide range here. Okay, let's also take a look at the US dollar index. Where all the major pairs took advantage of the US dollar weakness and rallied higher, while the US dollar index fell through the key support at the daily 55 EMA. Fell through that on Wednesday after the CPI figure, and started on the Tuesday. The Fed Chair Powell's testimony already weakened to that support area initially at the 138 FIB, and then on Wednesday and Thursday fell all the way down to the key support at the swing high at the 100 FIB area, 94.53. Managed to find support. Friday bounced back up. So looks like the US dollar index has basically just shifted from the rectangle down to a lower range rectangle now between the 100 FIB and the 138 FIB extension at 95.53. So between 94.50 to 95.50. So this week is likely going to be consolidating in this new range until the following week, where the FOMC is scheduled to meet again, and let's see if there's any further trigger in the US dollar moves. But for now, looks like there's a new range for the near term. So until it breaks through higher or breaks down lower, there's still further support at this key area at 94 round figure. Okay. So we have to, that's why we need to watch the US dollar index as it's triggering all the other moves on the other major pairs and spot gold as well. Okay, let's move back to the US dollar against the Japanese yen. So, and with the weakness in the DXY as followed correlation with the dollar index, dollar yen has also drifted lower and fell from this was the support level, and fell through already right from the start of the week, and then continued lower through the end of the week until it finally hit the 38 FIB, which is actually the 62 FIB retracement of this swing move up. So yes, retreated down, but found support on Friday and climbed back up above the 50 FIB, above the daily 55 EMA. All right. So this support zone now will be resistance. Resistance, and looks like we have a support level here. Before that, let me just show where that first. Let me just take that one out. All right, so on the daily time frame again, it fell to find support right at this. Is the weekly S3 pivot on a weekly time frame, a weekly pivot for last week, and hit that exactly, and it bounced from there back up to the weekly S2 pivot level. So for last week, it was quite bearish for the dollar yen, falling right from the start of the week from the weekly pivot at 115.62, fell and pulled back to retest it, and then fell all the way through the previous support, now resistance zone. So from the weekly pivot down to the weekly S3 level, that's over 200 pips for the week before we managed to find support. Okay. Just thought that I'll show the weekly pivots there, where if it does move, it does try to target the weekly support or resistance levels. Let's take this out for now. Okay, so we can, there is a support level here. And we could likely go a support zone at this previous swing low, just above the 21 pip retracement. All right. So on the weekly time frame, it's still a bearish candle for the week with a small lower wick here. There could be some continuation on the bearish sentiment, but the 21 pip area, or in this case, it could be viewed as the 78.6 retracement. On this, if we move the swing move up instead of down. Okay, so we have to watch for this support, and it could just consolidate for the week between the 78.6 pip retracement and the 38 pip retracement levels. So we'll see how the US dollar index moves for next week. And let's identify some key round figure levels here. There's 115, which is a key round figure. So that's just above the 78.6 level. And just below here, there is the 113. Figure. So that's a key support if it does move down that low. Okay. So let's see how the US dollar reacts next week. Looks like there's a lot of consolidation for next week with the major pairs and the US dollar index as well. So do check out my other videos on the other major pairs, and have a good trading week and a safe week, and cheers for now.